Hello everyone, and welcome to the Roy and Roy Show.
Dude.
It's the father and son hour. I mean,
Hello
the peanut
everyone,
butter
it's
and
the
jelly.
Father and Son Hour. Welcome to the Roy and Roy Show.
Welcome to the Roy. Anyway.
Go ahead. Do your advertising thing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roy and Roy Show, the father and son hour. I said it backwards. It doesn't matter. You understand. This episode is brought to you by Dasani. It's not actually brought to you by Dasani because we're not sponsored by Dasani, and I don't actually drink Dasani, but it sounded cool to say. So.
Bottled water sucks, man. You gotta get yourself a reverse osmosis system.
Oh yeah, just get a
The
filter.
best thing in the world. It'll pay for itself if you buy bottled water, it'll pay for itself in 2 to 3 months.
Or go to this little town in Canada right next to the border of Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
They had the best tasting water I've had in
What's
my
the
life.
name of that mountain?
I have no idea.
It wasn't Denali, was it?
No. I don't
No,
think
right?
so.
Does Denali in the border with Canada and Alaska now?
have no
Yukon.
Mm.
It was the Yukon. Yep. That's what it was. It was freaking awesome, man.
Delicious water.
That was the best water I've ever had, except for my quality H2O from my reverse osmosis system.
That we got from
Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon is the best thing that ever happened to a shopping experience.
You know that their warehouses for like close shipments are going to start sending drones to take their packages?
You know what else? I read this, I think, last night. Walmart just applied for a patent to have floating warehouses.
That's awesome.
Like blimps that are floating warehouses.
Takes up less
I
room.
don't know if that's awesome or not, but that's pretty interesting. See, I look up interesting stories. Every story I have is interesting. Tell them what we're eating, son.
We're eating peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the peanut butter and the jelly came out of an MRE, and it's fucking awesome.
Wow, that is
I
really
love their
good.
peanut butter and I love their jelly. It's always good.
Mm.
Because it's filled to shit with preservatives and shit that's bad for you, but it's so good.
That's actually very tasty.
Mm-hmm. And we're using
And-
some Franz hoagie
And I'm
rolls.
having, what is it I'm having? I'm having the pork rib menu number 2.
Yeah, my dad's on this MRE kick because he
I'm
watches
not on
this.
an MRE kick. That's the first MRE I've had in I don't know how long.
You're only eating it because of
There's
this
nothing
guy on
to eat.
YouTube. I was trying to introduce a guy for YouTube.
I know, but there's nothing to eat in the fridge. There's nothing to eat.
Why don't you go fucking buy some food? Are
I
you
have
really
is-
waiting for your mom to come back just so
All I
she
have
can
is
go grocery
frozen
shopping?
chicken.
Are you serious?
I got frozen chicken and I got frozen ribs and a
Hey,
frozen
Mom, if you're
butt.
listening to this shit, you need to come back now so he'll stop complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm gonna go buy some food today at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite place to buy food in the world, where everything costs twice as much as it costs in the commissary.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I'm deciding to go. So let me see. Yeah, we talked about the floating blimps. That's pretty cool, huh? Amazon. And I have to tell you about this conversation I had with my boss yesterday. It wasn't an argument, but we were just debating, because we never get angry at each other and nothing like that, but we just debate. So he comes in and he's like, "Hey, did you hear about that Bannon got fired?" And I'm like, "Bannon?" I'm like, the guy that works for Donald Trump, his name I think is Steve Bannon.
Something like that.
He was his chief strategist.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Right about that.
I'm like, not really, but what the hell does it matter? He's like, what do you mean, what does it matter? He's a racist. I'm like, where did you read that he's a racist? He's like, from the things that, that I hear in the news and the things that I've read, I'm like, oh, so because somebody told you he's a racist. Now, granted, I could fucking care less. I told him, I said, I don't care what the hell he is. I don't care that he got fired. I'm like, but why do you care? He's like, well, because he's a racist. He shouldn't be working there. I'm like, but then again, like I said, how do you know he's a racist? I said, do you understand what's going on? I said, you don't understand what's going on, do you? I says, you and I are doing exactly what the people who want to control us want us to do. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, we're talking about this stupid shit that has nothing to do with anything. I said, when we should be talking about the shit that really matters. And he's like, what's that? I'm like, well, that the US dollar, most of the countries in the world now are stopping using the US dollar. What's going to happen when most of the countries in the world stop using the US dollar and the US dollar loses its hegemony? And he's like, what? I'm like, what's going to happen is that all of those dollars are going to come back to the US and everything's going to hyperinflate. I said, we already have hyperinflation. You just can't see it because there's a smoke screen in front of it. Right now, the hyperinflation that we have is making you feel good. So you really don't think it's hyperinflation. He's like, where do we have hyperinflation? And I tell him, look at the stock market. In the last 10 years, the stock market has more than doubled. I said, where do you think all that money is coming from? He said, most of it is coming from governments and central banks in other countries that are buying stocks in the U.S. It's not Americans that are getting rich off the stock market. Freaking Sweden bought $5 billion worth of Apple. Japan freaking has bought, I don't know how much, but they buy stock from our stock market. Why? Because they're hyperinflated. So they're trying to take their money and put it somewhere and trade it for something that's got so-called value. And the stock market is hyperinflating. It's melting up. And he's like, well, how the hell can a freaking stock market melt up? I'm like, look at Venezuela. Venezuela's stock market, 4 years ago, was at about 20,000, right? Today, Venezuela's stock market is at 194,000. Does it have any value? No, it's got absolutely zero value. But it's at 194,000. Why isn't everybody rushing to go and buy Venezuela stock? Their stock market is doing great. But does it have any value? No. The same thing is happening here, just in slow motion. But it's quickening. You know, as we go on, it gets quicker and quicker because more countries and more countries are going to want to get rid of their dollars. And they're going to try to get rid of their dollars and get something that they think will bring them value in the future. And right now, what do they think that is? Two things. One, stocks. Two, real estate. Look at China. China's buying real estate all over the world. They bought so much real estate in Canada that in Canada, the average Canadian cannot afford to buy a home in their own country because the real estate market is so high because Chinese people will go to Canada and they'll offer twice as much as what a property's worth just so they can have somewhere to put their money so that their money can can have some value attached to it. You know, so then we started talking about, well, did you hear what was? And so then he asked me, he's like, did you hear what's going on in Charlottesville, Charlottesville, wherever? And I'm
one of the Carolinas.
And I'm like, I heard some shit about what's going on over there, but I really don't care. He's like, what do you mean you don't care? I'm like, all right, what's going on? He's like, well, they're tearing down statues, and I'm like, why are they tearing down statues? And he's like, well, they're tearing down statues of like Robert E. Lee and people that served in the Confederate, Army and things like that. I'm like, why? He's like, well, because they hurt people's feelings. I'm like, have you ever heard of the First Amendment? I was like, the First Amendment is to protect speech that's not popular. I said the First Amendment wasn't ratified into our Constitution so that it can protect popular speech. It was ratified into the Constitution so that it can protect unpopular speech. I said, I don't give a crap about any statue. I could care less. I said, but how can a statue hurt someone's feelings? It's an inanimate object. And even if it did hurt someone's feelings, the First Amendment still applies. He's like, well, those are racist statues. I was like, were they racist last year? Why didn't they tear them down last year? Why didn't they tear them down the year before? If they were hurting people's feelings, they should have torn them down. They should have never put them up if they were hurting people's feelings. And so he's like, well, how would you like it if your neighbor put up a Nazi flag? I'm like, I would hate it, but it's his fucking flag. It's his right to put it up if he wants. I don't have to like it. I don't have to like what people say, but I should be able to tolerate it. But I should be able to express my feelings on how I don't like it, and I am able to do that. I was like, you don't have to like what I say, and I don't have to like what you say, as long as we understand that we have the right to say what we want. And then he brought up the he didn't bring it up. One of the spectators brought it up, and
spectators.
Yeah, another guy that I work with. Oh. He's one of the other people that works there. He's like, well, what about screaming fire in a theater? He's like, if the First Amendment protects your right to say anything you want, why can't you scream fire in a theater?
Not the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing because, and then I explained this to him. I said, because when you go to a theater and you purchase a ticket so that you can go inside and watch a movie, as soon as you purchase that ticket, you entered an agreement with the owner of that theater that is his property and that he is allowing you to enter his property
for a fee
in order for you to go watch a movie. Now, you don't have the right to do whatever you want on his property because it's his property. So that does not violate your First Amendment, that you can't scream fire in a theater. You entered into a contract with a private business that you would not do anything to harm his property or to endanger anyone on his property. So that's not the same thing. So then, after that, we were screaming so loud at each other that the other workers came in and they're like, "Are you guys all right?" And they're like, "No, we're just debating. We're not fighting." But yeah, man, I don't understand. I mean, like, that's fine. You want to tear a fucking statue down, beautiful. Tear it down and pay the consequences. But if something is so egregious that you don't feel it should be wherever it is, then follow the proper procedure. Go to court, file a lawsuit. If it's on government property, file a lawsuit, because if it's on private property, there should be absolutely nothing that you can do.
Yeah, this is all like public monuments and stuff.
Yeah, go to court, file a lawsuit, say, hey, this shouldn't be up here because whatever reason it is, you can give it whatever your reason you want to give it is, and then go through the proper channels. But don't just freaking go over there and start tearing shit down. You may have paid for a portion of that, but everyone paid for that to be up there if it was put up by the government. So, but yeah, that was the argument we had, and then he started talking about Bannon, about how the top contributors to Donald Trump's campaign was like people from banks and stuff like that. I'm like, do you know who the number 5th contributor to Hillary Clinton was? Freaking Saudi Arabia. She ran on equality and she ran on women's rights. And Saudi Arabia is one, if not the most violator of human rights in the entire world. Women can't drive. Women can't go to college.
They actually can now.
No, they still can't. I just read an article on it. The prince that's in Saudi Arabia now, I don't know his name. I forgot his name. But the prince said, we should allow women to drive. And they're like thinking about it.
I heard that they were going to allow it.
Well, maybe they are. But still, they can't go to college. The last that I knew, they can't go to college. They can't drive. They have to walk 10 paces behind their husband or their man. They can't go outside unless they are chaperoned by a male that's in the family. If you're gay, they throw you off a damn roof. If you're freaking Christian or any other religion other than Islam, you have to pay them a fee in order to be able to practice your religion. And if you're is it Islam? What's the religion?
Muslim.
Yeah, and if you're Muslim and you want to convert from being Muslim to another religion, according to the Quran, the penalty is death.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, that's a great contributor. Why don't people talk about that kind of contributor that contributed to Hillary Clinton? Now, granted, just like I told the person I was talking to, I could give a shit. I could give a shit who the hell's in office. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with our problems. Our problems are going to be the same no matter who's in office, because there's 535 representatives in office, and every one of them are in the same team. The same team that's against us, that wants to freaking keep us enslaved, because whether you believe it or not, we are enslaved. Plain and simple. You can argue it all you want, but I'm as much of a slave as anyone else any of the other 3 or 6 people that are going to listen to this podcast.
Hey, we're trending.
So, yeah, we are trending on YouTube, so thank you. Hey, subscribe and share.
Don't listen to him.
Subscribe and share and
dislike us.
And punch
unsubscribe.
the shit out of that like button. Punch it.
Punch it.
Punch the shit out of the like button.
Punch it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, guess what, everyone? I got Wi-Fi in my house. I got Wi-Fi and it works.
It works pretty good too.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
I mean, it's not gonna work pretty good when our.
Yes, it will, because this is my own line. Remember, I got a different line for your mom, and they got their own line.
Why doesn't that one show up then?
Because I don't have it hotspotting.
And don't say their names.
Say my name. Yeah. I said mom.
And who?
Oh, you're gonna have to edit out mommy.
Mommy. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I can't say that. Oh, Little Miss Roy.
Little Miss Roy?
Little Miss Roy, that's who it is.
Mrs. Roy and
Mommy.
Missy Roy.
Hi, Mommy. Your name is Little Miss Roy on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom is Miss Roy.
Mrs. Roy.
No, it's Mrs. Roy. She's not a Miss.
Yeah, Mrs. Roy.
Yeah, she'll be married. A Miss when she leaves me one day.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh, guess what? My delicious meal
is ready. Oh, meal ready to eat is finally ready.
Ooh,
I never had the
nice
pork.
And warm too. You didn't want one, so.
No, I never had the pork.
It's pretty tasty.
Is it?
Yep, if you put the barbecue... Actually, I'm going to use the barbecue sauce.
I think my favorite one is Salisbury steak. The Salisbury steak
I don't even
one.
think they make the Salisbury
No?
steak anymore. No.
Really? I remember eating that when I was a kid.
The
That was
really
pretty
good ones, some of the really good ones are the raviolis really good.
Yeah, the ravioli is
The
pretty
spaghetti and
tasty.
meatballs is really good. And they have one that's nothing but meatball and marinara sauce. That's pretty good too.
I've had their mac and cheese. That's not bad either.
Yeah. Their chili mac is alright.
I remember
think I've had a
their
mac
walking
and cheese.
taco also. That's pretty cool.
The one that I used to eat, this one that people hate all the time, but they don't make them anymore. The scrambled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Those were actually really good. You just have to know how to make them. You had to make sure that they were really, really, really hot. And then you had to mix in the hash browns with them. And then you had to mix in the cheese with it. They used to come with a jalapeno cheese.
Oh, didn't you have potatoes too? Didn't it come with potatoes?
Yeah, I'll grab potatoes right here. Some potatoes. So what's going on? You say something while I'm getting my meal ready. Tell the people what happened when you got your high-low keys taken away. That
No.
was funny. Why? That was funny.
Because that's someone could hear that and know what's up.
So what? There's 7 billion people in the world. I'll make sure. This actually smells pretty good. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty good right here.
Oh wow, that doesn't look half bad.
Actually, it looks disgusting, but it smells good.
It looks better than most MREs I see. Most MREs don't look edible.
No, smell that. Well,
Wow.
alright.
That's the mashed potatoes.
No, this is potatoes with something. With cheese. Potatoes and
Cheese.
cheese. Oh, this is supposed to be potato and cheese soup.
That's a good one.
Let's see. It is freaking disgusting.
Yeah? No?
Man, I hope that the rib is better than that.
Oh wow, no.
Oh
That's
my god,
not
I'm gonna
good.
give that to the dogs.
I don't think the dogs will eat that. Holy wow. That's
Woo!
terrible. Don't eat the potatoes and soup or whatever.
Well, and this is not even an old MRE, man.
Uh-huh. Is that good at least? Or edible?
Oh yeah.
It's edible? Okay.
Yeah, it is edible. The pork patty's pretty edible. It's imitation. It looks like they put it in a press
Probably
and
did.
stamped out a pork patty out of freaking the cow bones and the cow ass.
Probably
and the
just
pork ass.
factory grown meat.
Factory grown meat. That
Dad,
sounds-
I'm boring. I don't do anything.
That sounds delicious.
I go to work, I come home, I either help you or I go.
Oh, hey, I got this story.
My place
I got the
and
story about
do
this
nothing.
guy. Hey, if you guys want to listen to a really good story, it's about a guy that went through the Civil War, whatever war it was, in Bosnia between 1992 and 1995, and it's called The Year in Hell. And it details in the story what he went through and what his family went through and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty interesting, man. I'll read a couple little excerpts from it, whatever you call
Excerpt.
that. Excerpts, whatever.
Technically, there's a T, but I think it's silent. I'm not sure. Excerpt.
Oh, wow, that was nasty, man. The potato leg.
I know, that was really
fresh.
gross.
Imagine if you were starving and that's what you had to eat. You would eat it.
I'd eat it, yeah. I don't even think
What
I'd
are you
taste
gonna
it.
do? But anyway, this guy from Bosnia, it says, for 1 year I lived and survived in a city with 6,000 people without water, electricity, or gasoline, no medical help, and no civil defense, and no distribution of service. Any kind of traditional service or centralized rule, meaning it was shit hit the fan. There was
Anarchy.
What do you call it? World without rule. Yeah, world without rule. Without rule of law. Without rule, there was absolutely no services, no law enforcement, no freaking...
Tiatwaki?
Nah, not the end of the world as we know it. Well, for them it was for that year. So anyways, they lived through this crap. And then he goes on to say, money soon became worthless. We returned to an exchange. For a tin can of Spam, you could have a woman.
Damn.
That's what it says.
That's crazy.
Arms, ammunitions, candles, lighters, antibiotics, gasolines, batteries, and food. We fought for these things like animals. Damn.
That's crazy. I'm good.
In these situations, it changes all men. Men become monsters.
Ugh.
Strength was in numbers. For a man living alone, getting killed and robbed would be just a matter of time, even if he was armed.
Damn.
And then it says here, the following is my experience. Give me a second, let me take a bite of this.
I don't know if I want to hear this shit. This sounds terrible.
That barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
That barbecue sauce on this patty?
You know, that's ironic, right? You're reading about a guy who's talking about not having any food and you're eating a fucking meal, right?
Hey, he survived.
Yeah, survived.
Now, here we go. Our city was blockaded by the army. And for 1 year, life in the city turned into total crap. We had no army, no police. We only had armed groups. Those armed protected their homes and family. When it all started, some of us were better prepared. But most of the neighbors, families, and enough food only for a few years. Some had pistols, a few had AKs or shotguns. After a month or two, gangs started operating, destroying everything. Hospitals, for example, turned into slaughterhouses. There was no more police. About 80% of the hospital staffs were gone. I got lucky. My family at the time was fairly large. 15 people in a large house, 6 pistols and 3 AKs. And we survived. Most of us, at least. The Americans dropped MREs every 10 days to help blockaded cities. This was never enough. Some, very few, had gardens. It took 3 months for the first rumors to spread of men dying from hunger and cold. We removed all the doors, the window frames and from abandoned houses, ripped up floors and burned the furniture for heat. Many died from diseases, especially from the water. 2 from my own family died from probably cholera.
Yeah, cholera.
We drank mostly rainwater, ate pigeons, and even rats.
You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Well, that could never happen here, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just a second, I gotta take another bite of this. Hey, gold is up to $1,287. Silver, $1,704.
Interesting.
And it goes on to say, money soon became worthless. We returned to an exchange. Well, I already read this. Oh, this was an excerpt from before. Let's see. Okay. Here's my experience. You can't make it your own. Don't stay apart from your family. Sorry, here's my experience. You can't make it on your own. Here, you and Billy are not going to survive.
Damn it, don't say names.
Who's Billy?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Who the
Don't
hell
say
is Billy?
names.
You know how many Billys there are in the freaking world?
I'm still editing it all out.
Okay. He's not a Roy.
No, he's not.
So what do you want me to say? What do you want me to call your friends if you have a friend? Your friend.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my experience. You can't make it on your own. Don't stay apart from your family. Prepare together. Choose reliable friends. What I tell you, you need to start bringing over a tin can now and then. A number 10 can.
Right.
And take that freaking chocolate you open and take it with you and use it.
Nah.
You can drink it when you get drunk.
I don't
It'll
think I
taste
drink
good.
that shit even when I was drunk.
You
That
can
shit's
make a Black Russian with it.
Garbage.
It's not that bad. I had some. Actually, it's not bad. I had some. You just have to prepare it right.
I don't know how to do that. So
Read the instructions.
I did that. I read the instructions
That
and it
thing
didn't
was
work.
good till 2028 and you opened it. Now it's only good for a year.
Oh well, drink it.
Sheesh.
I just want to taste it.
All right. How to move safely in a city. This is his experience. The city was divided into communities along streets. Our street, 15 to 20 homes, had patrols. 5 armed men every week to watch for gangs and for our enemies. All the exchanges occurred in the street. About 5 kilometers away was an entire street for trading, all well organized. But going there was too dangerous because of the snipers. You could also get robbed by bandits. I only went there twice when I needed something really rare, like medicine, especially antibiotics. Okay. Nobody used automobiles in the city. The streets were blocked by wreckage and by abandoned cars. Gasoline was very expensive. If one needed to go somewhere, that was done at night. Never travel alone or in groups that were too big, always 2 to 3 men. All armed. Travel swift in the shadows, across streets, through ruins, not along open streets. There were many gangs, 10 to 15 men strong, some as large as 50 men.
Damn.
But there were also many normal men like you and me, fathers and grandfathers who killed and robbed. Hear that? Normal men, fathers and grandfathers who killed and robbed. There were no good and bad men. Most were in the middle and ready for the worst. What about wood? Your home city is surrounded by woods. This is a question from someone. Your home city is surrounded by woods. Why did you burn doors and furniture? There were not that many woods around the city. It was very beautiful. Restaurants, cinemas, schools, even an airport. Every tree in the city and in the city park was cut down for fuel in the first 2 months. Without electricity for cooking and heat, we burned anything that burned. Furniture doors, flooring. That wood burns swiftly. We had no suburbs or suburban farms. The enemy was in the suburbs. We were surrounded. Even in the city, you never knew who the enemy was at any given point.
Who were they fighting? Like, they were fighting amongst themselves, right?
I think it was a civil war, wasn't it? Is that what you said?
I don't remember. I don't know if someone invaded or if they invaded their own people. I'm not sure. I just know there was a war in Bosnia, and it was pretty bad.
Keep asking me a question while I take another bite.
Asking a question?
On. Here you go.
I've really got nothing today.
What not? You never have anything. If you have something, it's usually boring.
What are you talking about?
You never prepare.
My stuff is all... You never let me! I asked you about the topics all the time. Oh, you can't know. It's impromptu.
But you should have some stuff too.
Why? You
But
bring
anyways,
it up
here we
all
go.
the time.
What knowledge was useful to you in that period? To imagine the situation a bit better, you should know it was particularly a return to the Stone Age. For example, I had a container of cooking gas, but I did not use it for heat. That would be too expensive. I attached a nozzle to it that I made myself and used it to fill lighters. Lighters were precious. Hey, who was laughing at me when I bought 200 lighters a couple months
You're
ago?
still fucking insane.
Yeah, who was laughing? Huh?
I don't care. You're still insane.
If a man brought me an empty lighter, I would fill it, and he would give me a tin of food or a candle. I was a paramedic. In these conditions, my knowledge was my wealth. Be curious and skilled. In these conditions, the ability to fix things is more valuable than gold. Items and supplies will inevitably run out, but your skills will keep you fed. I wish to say this: learn to fix things, shoes or people. My neighbor, for example, knew how to make kerosene for lamps. He never went hungry. If you had 3 months to prepare now, what would you do? 3 months? Run away from the country. No shit.
Yeah, no shit. Like,
You
why
had 3
wouldn't
months,
you?
I was like, why just leave?
Just leave. Go.
Today I know everything I can. Today I know everything can collapse really fast. I have a stockpile of food, hygiene items, batteries, enough to last me for 6 months. I live in a very secure flat and own a home with a shelter in a village 5 kilometers away. Another 6 months supply there. That's a small village. Most people there are well prepared. The war had taught them. I have 4 weapons and 2,000 rounds for each. I have a garden and have learned gardening. Also, I have a good instinct. You know when everyone around you keeps telling you it'll be fine, but I know it will collapse. It's just like here. Everything's going to be alright. Everything's good. I have strength to do what I need to protect my family. Because when it collapses, you must be ready to do bad things to keep your children alive and protect your family. Surviving on your own is practically impossible. Even if you're armed and ready, if you're alone, you'll die. I have seen that happen many times. Families and groups well prepared with skills and knowledge in various fields, that's much better. What should you stockpile? It depends. If you plan to live by theft, all you need is a weapon and ammo. Lots of ammo. If not, more food, hygiene items, batteries, accumulators. I don't know what an accumulator is.
Never heard of it.
Little trading items like knives, lighters, flints, soap. Also, alcohol of a type that keeps well. The cheapest whiskey is a good trading item. Many people die from insufficient hygiene. You'll need simple items in a great amount. For example, garbage bags. Who was laughing at me for getting 3-year supply of garbage bags the other day? Who was laughing at me, Cord? Remember?
I don't remember laughing.
You looked at me like if I was freaking crazy.
You were.
Alright. Man, where is it?
Hurry up, I got funny headlines to tell you.
Simple, for example.
It's already been 30 minutes. You're just rambling
Lots of
on.
garbage bags.
No one's getting happy.
And toilet
you listen
paper.
to your boring ass.
I'm listening to this.
You're just reading off of shit. You could have just linked
It's
them the damn
almost
thing
done. It's
and
almost
told them to
done.
read it. No one wants to hear you ramble on about stupid, boring shit.
Oh, yeah, look at this. It's going to get to a good part here. real
Oh my
soon.
god.
You can shoot a pigeon. Oh, no. Non-reusable dishes and cups. You'll need lots of them. I know that because we didn't have any at all. As for me, a supply of hygiene items is perhaps more important than food. You can shoot pigeons. You can find a plant to eat. You can't find or shoot any disinfectant. Disinfectant, detergents, bleach, soap, gloves, masks, etc. First aid skills. Washing wounds and burns. Perhaps you will find a doctor and will not be able to pay him. Learn to use antibiotics. It's good to have a stockpile of them. Man, I wish we can get antibiotics like off the shelf. I don't know why we can't. It can't kill you. Well, it can if you take it every single day. It'll mess up your immune system. But still, if you take freaking 500 aspirins every day, it'll kill you.
Fucking kill you, yeah. Take 10 of those, be last.
You should choose the simplest weapons. I carry a Glock 45. I like it, but it is rare. It is a rare gun for this place. So I have 2 TT pistols. I have no idea what that is.
Never heard of those either.
But his point is that even though he has a Glock, which is uncommon for that place, he still has weapons or pistols that are common.
Mm-hmm.
So if he
So
has
if
to
he
get
has
parts
fine
for them,
ammo,
he can
yeah,
get it.
parts, yeah.
I don't like the Kalashnikov, but again, same story. Everyone has them, so do I. You must own small, unnoticeable items. For example, a generator is good, but 1,000 Bic lighters is better. A generator will attract attention if there's any trouble, but 1,000 Bic lighters are compact, cheap, and can always be traded. We usually collect rainwater into 4 large barrels and then boil it. There was a small river, but the water in it became very dirty very fast. Here, question. Were gold and silver useful? Yes, I personally traded all the gold coins in the house for ammunition. So at least they had gold coins, even though they weren't like prepared. Sometimes we got our hands on money. Dollars and Deutschmarks. Deutschmarks. We bought some things for them, but this was rare and prices were astronomical. For example, a can of beans cost $30 to $40.
Damn.
The local money quickly became worthless. Everything we needed, we traded through barter. Was salt expensive? Yes, but coffee and cigarettes were even more expensive.
I bet, yeah.
I had lots of alcohol and traded it without problem. Alcohol consumption grew over 10 times as compared to peacetime.
Well, yeah.
Perhaps today it's more useful to keep a stock of cigarette lighters and batteries. They take up less space. At this time, I was not a survivalist. We had no time to prepare. Several days before the shit hit the fan, the politicians kept repeating over the TV that everything was going according to plan. I'm sure it was going according to plan, but whose plan? There's no reason to be concerned. When the sky fell on our heads, we took what we could. Was it difficult to purchase firearms? What did you trade for arms and ammunition? After the war, we had guns in every house. The police confiscated lots of guns at the beginning of the war, but most of them we hid. Now I have one legal gun that I have a license for under the law. That's called a temporary collection. If there is unrest, the government will seize all the registered guns. Never forget that. You know, there are many people who have one legal gun but also have illegal guns if that one gets seized. If you have good trade goods, you might be able to get a gun in a tough situation. But remember, the most difficult time is the first days. And perhaps you won't have enough time to find a weapon to protect your family. To be disarmed at a time of chaos and panic is a bad idea. Well, there's a little more on here. You guys can go read it. The name of the article is called. Let me give you 1 year in hell, surviving a full SHTF collapse in Bosnia.
I'm sure he tells it a lot better than my dad just did. Now, next. Funny headlines. 24 of them.
24?
24. We're going to go by these real quick.
We don't have time.
But they're fucking hilarious. First one. Homeless man steals an EMS rig to go to strip club. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Number 2. Man trades baby for 15 Big Macs.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah.
Where at?
Probably in America.
Well, I just saw a picture of him. I believe it.
Yep. Number 3. Florida man who is a rapper gets pulled over, but instead of his ID, he hands the officer his mixtape. Apparently it was so good, he let him go.
Really?
No. I made that up. Who does that? Here's one. Racist swans attack students.
Those damn swans are white, aren't they?
Swans, yeah. Racist swans.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, here's a good one. This one baffles me. The hunt is on for a culprit who stole a giant 10-meter-high mango at Bowen in North Queensland overnight.
That's a big-ass mango. That's not a real mango,
That's
though.
a real mango.
No, it's not a real mango.
It's a real mango.
That's like a statue of a mango.
No, it's got to be a real mango.
No.
Mangoes grow big. Have you
That's
seen that,
not-
like, giant pumpkin?
10 meters is 33 feet.
So?
That's not a 33 feet real mango.
Dad, we've had, like, a fucking watermelon that was, like, 1,000 pounds or something. Why can't we have a 10-meter mango?
It's 33 feet. It's bigger than the tree.
Here's this. Breaking news from CNN. More sad news from the music industry. Kanye West is found alive in his apartment earlier today. I guess they don't like Kanye West. Next one is Pug, a pug dog, starts a fight with a police dog during a standoff.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Next. Hey,
You want some Gardettos?
that's really loud. Why don't you open it over there?
Is it really?
Yeah, it really is.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want some Gardettos. Next one is, a guy tries to buy toy poodles, gets fluffy, steroid pumped giant ferrets instead. Yeah.
You have a picture? That's a ferret?
Yeah, that's a ferret.
No.
Yeah, the one on the right, it's a ferret.
Holy smokes. They pumped them with steroids?
Yep, gets fluffy, steroid pumped giant ferrets instead of a
wrong?
toy poodle. Hey, I wouldn't mind a ferret, they're pretty good. Next one is, koala escapes at zoo, falls asleep before he can do anything interesting. Breaking news from President Obama. I'm going to get something to eat.
He's not President Obama.
Yeah, I know, but this is just a screenshot of a TV. It says breaking news. Like, that's breaking
Show my
news.
day, show me a picture of that.
Sorry.
That's it? I thought you said you had like 24 things.
I do, but some of these aren't funny. Oh, a disgusted Central Park mugger rejects victim's flip phone. So he robbed him, and then when he looked at
they
what
had
he
a
got,
flip phone.
he's like, what the fuck is this? And he threw it away.
Here's a good one. A 3-mile asteroid to graze past the Earth. The closest ever tracked.
Yeah, I already knew that.
4.4 million miles away.
Yeah, I already knew it was coming. We've
That's
known
like
about that for decades.
That's like way farther away than the moon is. The moon's what, 180,000 miles away?
Yeah, something like that. Missing woman unwittingly joins search party looking for herself.
Oh, another one. You heard about the eclipse that's going to happen on Monday?
What, are we all supposed to gain
Yeah,
superpowers
it's
and
supposed to be Armageddon.
Hitler's supposed to come back from the grave and turn into Mecha Hitler and start ruling the world? Is that what's supposed to happen,
Dude, Hitler's
Dad?
dead,
Is
man.
everyone's gonna go crazy? Fucking brain parasites gonna come from outer space?
Hitler's dead. He died in Argentina in 1994.
Is the government gonna turn into shadow puppets and start brainwashing everyone with microchips implanted in their hearts when they're born? What
They
the
already
fuck
do
is
that.
this?
They already do
What
that,
does
man.
this eclipse matter? It's a fucking eclipse. It happens once in a while.
Every time it happens, there's chaos.
Whatever. Chinese zoo under fire for disguising hairy dog as lion.
Doesn't even look like a lion.
Yeah, I know. A man buys a penis enlarger, gets magnifying glass instead. Oh, man.
Oh, here, check this out. Facebook. You know how Facebook is banning all this shit that they feel is unsensitive? It says here, Facebook has nationalists accounts. I'm sorry, Facebook bans nationalist accounts over hate speech, but they keep up all of the ISIS videos.
Right.
That's awesome.
SWAT team heroically ends 6-hour standoff with empty apartment.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was good practice.
The Dallas-Fort Worth area SWAT forces are known for their bravery and ability to deter crime. Just last year, they kept America safe by raiding an organic farm and taking the tomato plants.
Nice.
Oh, did you hear about Monsanto? This is actually pretty
No.
interesting. There are now new studies coming out that shows that Roundup, their weed killer, causes cancer, right?
No shit. That's been known for years.
Yeah, but now someone's finally doing something about it.
What?
There's a big lawsuit. They're trying. California just stated that they have 1 month or some such to either relabel all their Roundups to say
Nice.
that it causes cancer, or they cannot sell them there.
That's awesome.
And Monsanto's is pissed.
Good. Well, because they don't have a president there now that'll freaking get their back.
And they just found a whole bunch of emails from like the CEOs and everything talking about covering up the fact that Roundup causes cancer. And
Dude, they've known this shit for years.
it's just messy.
Here it is. California to list Monsanto weed killer ingredient as cancer.
Yep.
Or as cancer causing. I don't know why it takes so long for people to wake up to this shit.
I don't use Roundup, so I'm good.
You sure? That Roundup is used in the corn that is used to make half of the food that you eat. The corn that is fed to beef, the beef that you eat. So you're eating that Roundup indirectly, whether you think so or not. That Roundup is in these Gardettos.
I'm pretty sure.
No, it doesn't dissipate. It stays in there.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
positive. 90% of what we eat is corn. Think about it. What do factories feed chickens?
Corn.
Corn. What do they feed beef?
And other chickens.
What do they feed beef?
Corn. Or corn.
Half of the sweeteners are what kind of sweetener? High fructose
corn syrup.
corn syrup. Almost everything we eat has some kind
Oh,
of corn.
okay
in it.
then. Hey, Monsanto, cut that shit out. I'm not trying to get cancer. Fuck
Why?
you.
They're getting rich.
Well, then give me some money, damn it, and I'll be okay with it.
I used to use the Roundup to kill the weeds around the house.
Yeah, I remember. Thanks, Dad.
But I didn't feed you the grass clippings.
Yeah, but you fed me the corn. You gave me
I didn't
cancer.
grow the damn corn.
Thanks a lot, Dad.
I just bought the corn.
Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Trump.
Poor Trump, man. I almost feel sorry for that
I
poor
know.
guy.
He chose to be run for president. He knows what.
Wow.
Maybe he didn't know what he was getting into, but fuck him for doing it.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Like, there you go. That's what you get. You get what you asked for. There you go. Now you have to deal with it.
Could you imagine his face when they showed him the freaking book?
Yep.
He must have freaking crapped his pants like,
We can't get out of this one.
yeah, see what happened to Kennedy? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen if you don't play ball.
Oh, man. This Band-Aid's getting old.
What are you doing? Oh, that's right. My son cut his finger today.
Yep.
He was not being very careful. But I took care of him. I put a Band-Aid on his little cut. That way he wouldn't bleed out. And then he went back to work, which is really good. He's a good boy.
I want to get the shit over with so I can leave. There you go.
Look at this, man. I have Wi-Fi.
That's nice, Dad. I heard you the first time. I heard you before when you told me you were going to get it, the day after when you told me you got it, and then today when I already know.
Oh, look at this. You can buy a human-sized Barbie now.
Hey, do we have anything important to discuss now? Or are we just bullshitting
Well,
randomly?
except that in Japan you can marry your doll.
Oh,
now.
yeah, in Japan, like,
You can
people are
marry a
marrying
sex doll.
dolls and game systems and fucking, like, pets and shit. They're really open about that thing, apparently. They're all crazy and weird, though, so... We love you though, Japan. You're awesome. You made the best video games.
They make good cars.
They make good cars. The best.
Well, I don't know
video
about
games.
now, but they used to be really good cars. Best car company in the world is Hyundai.
Yep. What else do they make? What else do they make? They're like the leading in robotics and all pretty much scientific areas of research and technology.
China is pretty up there too.
China's pretty up there, but Japan, like, that's all they do is just research shit and figure out ways to make cool and weird stuff. They made a giant, you know what a Gundam is? It was a TV show in the 90s, a cartoon, anime, basically fighting robots in space. They made one. Just
you mean
cause.
the robots that are in the little cage and you fight? They fight against each other?
Gundam, they have like wings and they fly and they shoot missiles and shit. It's a cartoon.
Oh, it's a cartoon.
Yeah. Well, they made a real one. Just cause.
They made Godzilla.
Yeah, they made Godzilla too. Godzilla's amazing. They also got nuked twice. So that's something pretty important.
That's probably why they're so smart.
Yeah, probably all the radiation changed their DNA and made them smart. So you're welcome. I heard a joke. If you had 3 nukes, where would you put one? Or where would you place them? What countries would you bomb with 3 nukes if you had them?
This is gonna sound really bad. So NSA, this is just a commentary show. The first country, the Vatican, because it's its own country.
Rome?
Yeah. No, the Vatican. It's got to be contained, right? Like it would be contained in that country.
Sure, yeah.
The Vatican would be number 1.
Damn.
Number 2, the District of Columbia.
Oh my god.
That's 2. And number 3, I don't know what I would do with number 3. I don't know where the third one would be. Where do you think?
You know what the joke is?
What?
The joke is, if I had 3 nukes, I'd keep one just in case and drop the other 2 on Japan just to show them we weren't kidding.
I made pretty good choices, huh? Those 2 choices I made were perfect.
That's funny.
What's the third? Where would I put the third one?
I'd keep it.
No, I would
I'd
keep
keep
the
it.
third one just in case, huh? That's good insurance.
My last stand, like, what is it? Mutually assured mutually assured destruction. Like, hey, I got a nuke. Like, what are you gonna do? I wonder if you can. Didn't we talk about this? I wonder if you
the
can
only
build your
reason
own
we
nuke.
haven't been invaded.
Because we got nukes? Yeah, probably. But everyone else has nukes, so what does it matter?
Well, not everyone.
Most of the main powers that can do
Because
anything.
China's got nukes, right?
Of course they do.
Yeah, of course,
Are you
right?
kidding
I mean, I don't.
Fucking France has nukes.
Well, the thing is China, they're smart.
Yeah.
Because they don't show their shit off. Like.
They kind of do. They just had like a super big military testing thing.
Yeah, but that's now because things are like heating up in the Pacific, right? But like in the past, they don't show off their stuff. You know, like they just had a
That's because they're not braggadocious.
Exactly. They just put up a satellite, a 5G satellite. They didn't advertise that stuff. You know, I saw it in a little snippet somewhere.
5G, that's cool.
Yeah. I saw it in a little snippet somewhere. I forgot where, but I saw that they just put up like a 5G satellite. They don't advertise that stuff, you know? Like they're building, I think, 2 more carriers, aircraft carriers. But they don't advertise that stuff. Not like us. You know, when we start building a carrier, everybody knows, oh, they're building the Ronald Reagan. It'll be ready in 2000, but whatever, blah, 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 blah. Did they name one of our carriers George Bush?
I think they did, yeah.
They said the senior Bush?
I think so, yes.
Damn, man. They should have named it the junior Bush. It would have been so much better. Because the senior Bush is the real evil one. The junior Bush is just an idiot.
He's funny.
Yeah, I know. He's just an idiot, but he's not. I don't think he's evil, man.
I don't think
he's
he's
just
a bad guy. He's
stupid.
just
I know.
stupid, yeah.
I would freaking
I'd
love
have him
to
over.
hang out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like, hey, I'd even call him Mr. President.
Hey, Roy. Hey, Roy. How you doing? You doing real well? I listen to your show, man. It's hilarious.
I would even call him Mr. President. man.
Mr.
That'd be
President,
so
Mr.
awesome.
President. How you doing, Roy Jr.? How you doing?
And even though I don't smoke marijuana, I'd probably freaking pop a joint with him.
Hey,
man.
hey,
He'd be
Roy.
like,
Hey, Roy, I got this fat blunt. Got this fat blunt
he's
for
like,
you.
hey, do you have any cocaine? My wife won't let me keep any at the house.
Man, Dick
Oh,
Cheney's still riding me.
He's like, hey, who is that out there? Make sure that's not Dickie.
I don't want him to shoot me, too. Oh, but you know it was just an accident.
You know Dick Cheney shot that guy, right?
He really
in the
did
face?
shoot that guy in the face, yes.
Shot him in
It was
the
an accident. I
face.
thought he was a deer. He was right next to
Oh, an
you.
idiot.
I don't know. It just happened.
But the guy survived.
Yeah, somehow.
He had like freaking 1,000 BB marks in his face.
Well, they were bird hunting or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he looked like a duck.
It was freaking 7.5 shot.
That's
I'm
hilarious. That must not have felt too good getting shot in the face.
Hell no! With all those BBs at the same time? Forget it.
No.
Well, I think that's it, man. Are you going to be able to upload this so that our fans can enjoy our commentary?
I would, but, I mean, you've got internet
I didn't
now.
talk about my brother Roy today.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I
What
gotta
did I-
edit this and everything.
I talked to him about something the other day. I have to a shout out for my my other brother Roy that lives in Ohio.
Is that who I think it is?
Who is what? Oh yeah, that's your aunt.
Oh, okay. I thought that she was already a friend. Huh.
Yeah, I have to a shout out for my other brother Roy that lives in Ohio.
Oh,
'Cause
Ohio.
he
That Roy,
sent-
yeah.
He sent me out of the blue. I got a package. Well, it wasn't really out of the blue because like a few days prior to that, when he mailed it, he told me that he mailed it. But it's not like I called him and say, "Hey man, can you mail me this?" He mailed it. He mailed me 4 Dominican sausages, and they're called salchichon. If anyone here listening, is of Hispanic or Dominican descent.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of family all over.
They're
We
awesome.
got my Uncle Roy who lives in Texas. He's
Yeah.
an engineer or whatever, astronaut, whatever. What
He's
is he?
a,
What is he? Architect?
He's electrical engineer.
Electrical engineer. That's Uncle Roy. Uncle Roy, who lives in Dominican Republic, he's nothing.
No, he
actually.
is. He's pharmacist.
Yeah.
He's got a PhD in pharmacy, dude. What do
He's
you
got
mean
a
he's nothing?
PhD.
Yes.
Does he have a job?
No, he's done working.
There you go.
PhD in pharmacy.
He's retired. My Uncle Roy's retired.
Is that awesome or what?
That is pretty cool.
He could probably make some good drugs.
He probably could.
He probably knows how to make good
I
stuff.
highly doubt that. They
No, 'cause-
just deal with it. They don't. Like,
No,
make the drug.
yeah, but they have to know the chemistry.
That's true.
You
He
know, that's
probably
the
make
thing about
acid.
being a pharmacist. You have to know the chemistry and the biology behind all that crap.
All of it, yeah.
And all you do is take little pills and put them in a bottle, and you just make sure that if you're if you're giving someone something, make sure that it doesn't act in a bad way with
Yeah.
another medicine they
another
may
drug,
be
yeah.
taking, right?
Anyway, that's our Uncle Roy who lives in Dominican Republic now, who can't come back to the U.S. because he's a, tax evader or whatever.
No, he's not. He can come back to the U.S.
Yeah, and then they get put in prison.
He
Anyway,
won't get put. He will get put in prison. They won't let him back out.
and then there's my Uncle Roy who lives in Ohio. He's the mechanic,
He's not a mechanic. I call him an educated mechanic.
educated
Dude,
mechanic.
he's got like a master's degree in freaking engine
What
building.
the hell does this matter?
And like a master. No,
this
not
is
a
what
master.
he does. He's a mechanic.
He's
he
got a degree
mechanicalizes
in engine
things.
building, and he's got a degree, I believe, is in metallurgy.
Whatever.
That's an educated mechanic.
Impressive. Cool. He mechanicalizes
He is
stuff.
currently the superintendent for all of the vehicles.
He
all of the city
mechanicalizes things.
vehicles. Mechanicalizes?
Yes, that's what he does.
He
That's his
fixes
title.
stuff.
Yeah. He bangs things and they work. There you go.
Well, he doesn't really bang like the Russian in Armageddon.
Yeah. Like,
This is how you fix Korean shit.
Yep.
Okay.
I've got an Uncle Roy and an Aunt Roy who live in New Jersey still.
Uh-huh.
Yep. They're pretty good. I've seen them like once in the last decade, I think.
I think it's been at least 10 years. Oh, yeah, because
No, I seen. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah.
the last time I seen them
It's been
was
about
when
a
we went
decade.
down there for Thanksgiving. Remember, like, how old were you? Like
14 maybe.
15.
15. Well, I was alive.
You were like
I think
14.
she was like
no,
2.
she wasn't alive.
What? Yeah.
No, she
She
wasn't.
seen Poppy. That was when we went there. Ma was there too.
To Jersey?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That was when we went and visited Uncle Roy in Florida when he used to live there.
Are you sure? I
Yes.
could have sworn it was with
No,
them.
no, they've never met. They've never.
You
Yeah.
edit that shit out too?
Oh, you gotta edit that. They've never met Little Miss Baby Roy.
Baby Roy. Your name is Baby Roy, baby girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's on my father's side. I'm pretty sure we have like 1,000 cousins who live everywhere, but my mother's
Yeah,
side, I
probably.
got an Uncle Roy who does, well, whatever he does at the time. I don't know. He's got a master's degree too, and a bachelor's degree, and an associate's degree, Dad. How about
I
that?
thought he was working at Taco Bell.
No.
Oh, he's not working there no
Oh,
more?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
Hey, man, that's not a bad job if you're a manager. You make like 50, 60 grand a year if you're a manager.
But then I got oh, that's my only uncle, unless you include Aunt. Then Aunt Roy with her. Yeah, now I have Aunt Roy with her wife Aunt Roy. She and her family live in
Michigan.
Michigan.
All of your...
Yeah, all of them live in Michigan.
All of your relatives
From
on
my
your
mother's
on
side.
your mother Roy's side.
She works
live in
at
She doesn't work there anymore.
Oh yeah, she don't work there.
No.
She got fired.
Oh, she got fired? Oh, too many points?
I guess.
Whatever.
I just noticed you did. Then I have another Aunt Roy.
All right, that's enough. It's time to go because I have to go to Walmart and do some shopping.
All right, guys. See you later. I'll tell you all about my family of Roys.
Have a good week. I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Bye.
Make sure you slam the like button. I like saying that.
Power slam.
Slam the button. Slam it.
Break your computer.
Slam the freaking like button.